Hi guys, I hope you're having a good time. In this video I want to show you how you can make a vertical progress view similar to a UI progress view, which is horizontal, and you can apply the same techniques to make anything vertical. For example, you may want to have a vertical segmented control or any other component that is horizontal. You can change its orientation following similar techniques. So what we need here is a new file, which would be just a UI view. It will subclass UI view, and we can name it vertical progress view. So now what we need is a private uh, progress view. So I'll name it progress view, and it will subclass UI progress view. So we need a constant here and progress view. So now what we have is a progress view that is in a UI view, but it's not added to the view. So how would we add it to the view? So it's layout, layout subviews, layout. Ah, maybe we can look. Constraint layout, layout subviews. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So we'll call super dot layout subviews, and now we can add the subview progress view like this. So to use it in our view controller, let's declare a constant progress view is equals to vertical progress view. So in here we can add the progress view to the main view, and let's just run it. But as of now, the progress view does not have any frame attached to it, or neither does it have any constraint. So it will not be layout. As you can see, it's just a blank screen. So what we can do is go back to the vertical progress view and set this property translates auto resizing mask into constraints is equals to false, so that we can use constraints from programmatically and lay out it properly in the view. So I'll declare a private function setup view, something like that, and put that in here, call it from here. To make the constraints work, we need to set a property on this progress view. Translates auto resizing mask into constraints, this one, and set it to false. And we can return PV here, put parentheses here, and we're good to go. Now we can start adding constraints. So we can center the progress view horizontally by anchoring its center x-axis to the view's center x-axis, and then activating it. Similarly, we can align the progress view vertically by constraining its center y anchor to the main view's center y anchor, like so. And now we need a width and a height, so we can give it a width of 250 perhaps, and a height of 30 would be good. So let's just run it to see if anything shows up, which might not be the case, because here in the vertical progress view file we have added the progress view, but we have not laid it out in the view. So here we can apply uh, auto layout constraints, or there's another way as well, which is setting the progress view, the size of the bounds of the progress view to the bounds of the view, like so. And what else we need is we need to position it as well, so we can position the center to the center of the view, like so, setting the x coordinate to the mid x coordinate of the bound, and setting the y coordinate of the progress view, of the center of the progress view, to the mid y of the bounds. So hopefully now we will see something in the simulator. So we have got a progress view which is horizontal right now, and perhaps we can give it a default progress of 0.7 so we can see how it shows different color. So now what we need to do is rotate this progress view. So we can make a private function rotate progress view and call it from here, and in here we can set the transform of the progress view to CGFN transform, and with a rotation angle of pi divided by 2 or multiplied by 0.5, and we'll give a negative sign to the half value here because a positive value is a counterclockwise rotation and a negative value is a counterclockwise rotation. So we want the progress view to uh, rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, so it has the progress of 0 at the bottom and a progress of 1 at the top, like so. Now it looks okay, but there is some problem with this progress view. Is here we are giving it a width of 250 and height of 30, but what we want is giving it a width of perhaps 30 and a height of 300, because that's how you would want to lay out the progress view in your views. So let's check how this change applies. So it's uh, we are on the right track right now. But we need to do a couple of more things before it lays out correctly. Back in the vertical progress view file, what we need to do is swap these values here. So we can define a constant width is equals to bounds dot width, let height bounds dot height, and for the width of the progress view we can give the height of the view, and similarly we can use the view's width for the height of progress view. Yeah, seems okay, appears to be working as expected. Here in view controller we are setting the width of progress view to 30, and here we can see it's 30 and height is 300. So now it lays out correctly. Another thing we would want to do here is override the intrinsic content size and return the swapped values for the size, for the intrinsic content, height, and uh, width of the progress view. So CG size with the width of progress view, mm, intrinsic content size dot height in the case of the width, and progress view dot intrinsic content size width in the case of height. So now the our progress view is ready, but there is still a little bit of work to do before we can use it properly in our view controller over here. Right now what we have is uh, a progress view, and for instance in view.load we might want to change the progress of the progress view, but it does not have any instance variable or a method because we declared the progress view private over here. So one way to do is to remove this private keyword from here and access the progress view from within the progress view, and then use the methods available on the UIProgressView to set different values. But a better and a cleaner, right now we have a progress view, and the hierarchy does not look very good, and it's not very readable. So we can go back in vertical progress view, make it private again, and declare some other variables from where we can associate the values, different values of progress view to the instance variable of the vertical progress view. For instance, we can uh, override, oh not, I remember, I mean we can have a variable here that goes by the name of progress, and it's a CG float, and when we want to access the progress we just get the progress from the progress views progress property, and when we want to set it we can set it like progress view dot progress is equals to new value. Now in here so it's not a CG float but a simple float. Now in here we can set the progress of the progress view like this. So by default it was 0.7, and when we added it to the view controller, here set we need a return statement here. So after adding it to the view in the view controller, we are setting its progress to 0.3, and we would expect it to reflect in the user interface, and it does so. So what else we can do here? I'm sure you would want to customize the tint color, the images that are used for the track and for the progress. So we can uh, similarly create some other variables where we can set and get the progress views properties. Maybe we can check the documentation here, what properties are available. So we have already dealt with the progress, and here we would want a similar function on this view. So I can say func set progress like this, and in here I just set the progress on the progress view with its instance method progress, and passing in the same parameters that we get here. So now we can on view did load, did appear, we can change the progress with the method that we defined in the vertical progress view class. So I would say progress view dot set progress to 0.9 and animate it true, and let's see if it animates and changes the value. So it appears it's 0.3 in the beginning, and then it goes to 0.9. So perhaps we can get rid of this one, and following a similar pattern we can expose other properties of the UIProgressView in our class. Maybe we don't need this right now. Progress view style, we can override this. Not override, we can give a similar property to our view class, like so. Progress view style, and progress views, the progress view style is equals to new value. Okay. There are different styles, like there's a default style and there's a bar style. You can choose between the two now. Similarly, if we go back here, we can see that there's a progress tint color. We can expose this one as well, like so. Progress tint color, and set it as well when it gets changed. With new value. Similarly, we can expose this property as well. Perhaps we can copy this here and this and this. So the progress, now we can set a progress image to the vertical progress view as well. We can change the tint color by exposing this one, and copy and paste from here. So now this one is exposed as well, and the track image, the background that is below the progress image, you can expose this one like similarly. So I guess these are properties that are available on the progress view, and now we've implemented similar properties for our vertical progress view as well. So maybe we can test it out here to see if everything is everything looks okay. We can do the view setup right over here. So we can set the progress to 0.5 maybe, and we are in view did load, so there's no need to do an animation for that. And what else we can do, we can change the tint, progress tint color to red perhaps, and progress view dot, what else do we have? Track image, track tint color, so we can change the track tint color to dot black maybe. Let's see how it looks. Would look very good. Yeah, so now you can customize it any way you want. You can give it a shadow like you do to other views, give it a corner radius, give it some images. Just play around with it, and I hope you liked the video. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.